Salute, 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 Talk Nation. Welcome back. Appreciate everybody coming back for another episode. In today's boxing world, COVID-19 got the game on lock. Some of the premier names of the game are holding back their talent because of the virus. And two of the names we're going to talk about today is Manny Pacquiao and Mikey Garcia. Now, it is a projected fight between these two guys. Manny Pacquiao is still a champion. Mikey Garcia is looking to become a champion in the welterweight division. He is determined to basically solidify his stance in the welterweight division before he moves either down or back up, for that matter. Moving up. Even though I can't see him possibly moving up to 154, he'll probably go back down to maybe 140 or 135 or something like that. But I don't see Mikey going up to 154 with his frame and height and everything. I don't think that'll be a good weight for Mikey. Now, Manny Pacquiao, as I said before in previous videos, please go back and look at the video. I would like to say discography, but go back and check out the previous videos and you'll see what I'm talking about. Manny Pacquiao stays in shape, despite him being a public figure, running his country, being super active in his country. And Mikey Garcia, great champion, great talent, but Mikey has also showed he doesn't have a fight coming up, so right now he's living life, he's enjoying life. That's the kind of, in my opinion, that's the difference between Mikey and Manny. Now, Mikey is destined and determined to take and have this fight, but I believe what you do before the fight even happens, I believe that's going to make the difference in the fight. Now, like I said, Manny Pacquiao is still training, still working out, very active. He's always been adamant about playing basketball every day. So give or take, Manny never is too far overweight. That's why when Manny comes into camp, he never initiates camp and has to come in and be dramatic as far as weight cut or weight loss. Now, Mikey Garcia, at his present weight, he's going to have to lose weight before he gets in the gym and starts training when that fight is supposed to take place and that training camp is supposed to take place. And I think that's going to be to his detriment. I think he should definitely be, you know what I'm saying, moving a little bit more cleaner, staying close to within weight. Right now, Mikey probably looks like he's probably around that 154 plus mark. Now, Manny Pacquiao, he never goes too far overweight. So if his division is 147, Manny probably walks around, who knows, you know what I'm saying? Let's just say around let me just say 150. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere like that, or probably less. Like I said, Manny Pacquiao, he lives a clean life. He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he eats right, extremely active. Like I said, still working out at home, in the gym, playing basketball. Very active, man, very active guy. So that's why Manny, at his age, is determined to let people know you can still be 40 plus and you can still be dominating in the game of boxing. In the sport of boxing, because you can't play boxing, ladies and gentlemen. Either you can box or you can't. Either you can fight or you can't, period. That has been proven, that has been shown. Now, the tale of the tape between these two guys, Manny Pacquiao is, if you look at the videos, Manny Pacquiao is a extremely phenomenal fighter. Even at the age that he is, Manny Pacquiao still possesses speed, still possesses power. You look at his outing with Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman went into that fight thinking it's probably going to be a game. You saw how he looked. He got dropped early by a nice right hand. Manny still goes to the body very well and comes upstairs, and he does it with tremendous speed at his age. So at his age, he still has that power. So you can't go in there and think that you can eat Manny's shots. Now, Mikey Garcia is a shorter fighter. He's around Pacquiao's height, maybe just a little smidge taller. But Mikey, he is the perfect height for Pacquiao to beat up. So Mikey has to be extremely smart. Mikey is patient in the ring, very methodical, places his shots well. But the key for Mikey, if he's going to have any hope, is the body. Mikey has a nice left hook to the body that he throws. He's going to have to take the gas out of Manny Pacquiao if he's going to be successful in that fight. Like I said, he's very methodical. He utilizes his jab a lot. You know what I mean? His footwork is subtle, but it is effective. But that's not going to be enough against Manny because Manny is explosive. Manny's footwork is explosive. He can be in front of you and to the right and to the left of you, darn near in the same sequence. So Manny Pacquiao coming into this fight, pretty much Manny just has to do what he does because the style that Mikey Garcia has is kind of going to play into how Manny approaches his opponents and initiates contact with his opponents. Because if Mikey does not be aggressive in this fight, Manny Pacquiao is basically, I think Manny Pacquiao is going to come right at him. And the beautiful part about that is Manny's footwork. Manny can attack you, but at the same time, be to the left, be to the right, sidestep, get around. Manny Pacquiao's defense is extremely underrated. A lot of people say it wasn't what happened with Marquez. Marquez caught Manny with a beautiful shot. He was coming in, hopped in. Marquez stepped to the side. It was, in my opinion, it's more of a lapse in judgment that actually got him knocked out. But how many times in his career has Manny Pacquiao truly been hurt? I wait. Not many. When Manny Pacquiao fought Keith Thurman darn near caught Manny with the same shot that Marquez did. And Manny Pacquiao ate it. Like I said, in boxing, it only takes one punch to change the destination of the fight. Now, in that fight with Marquez, he caught Manny with a beautiful shot, put him to sleep. But since that fight, Manny Pacquiao has not been gun shy. Manny Pacquiao has not totally just reformatted his style and game plan and started to be more, you know what I'm saying, tentative and gun shy. Like I said, Adrian Broner. Ever since Broner fought Maidana and Maidana hurt AB hasn't been the same. He knows that. He spoke about it, but I really don't think that he's really been clear about that. I think that fight really did something to him mentally. And I'm not talking like brain damage or whatever, but I really think the emotional baggage of that fight has since been carried by Adrian Broner. I really don't think he has gotten over it. He's been extremely gun shy. Early in his career, he let his hands go and he used to hurt people. He used to get them up out of there. But after that fight, he's became gun shy. He likes to say, like, I mean, he's placing the shots and all that, but that's really not the kind of fighter that he is. He's trying to make himself into a different breed of fighter and is really not playing into the win column. He's losing, you know what I'm saying? So he has to get back to letting his hands go. But back to Mikey Garcia and Manny Pacquiao. Mikey, he looked pretty good in his last outing with Jesse Vargas. Like I said, he had to get that win. He had to get that win under his belt, for not only for confidence, but also for looks. Because Manny, believe me when I tell you, Manny is definitely looking, not only at him, but Manny is looking at guys. So people want to look impressive. If you're talking about fighting Manny Pacquiao, the Errol Spencers of the world, the Terrence Crawfords of the world, you have to look impressive because best believe Manny Pacquiao is not afraid. He's not afraid of these young lions. You know what I mean? He is getting people up out of there. He's getting these young guys up out of there. So you cannot assume that just because you have youth on your side and you do have talent on your side, that it is an automatic win with Manny Pacquiao. He's already proven and shown that that's not the case. And with Manny Pacquiao still possessing his power and his speed at the age that he is a problem. He is severely a problem for these guys in the welterweight division. Nobody can claim welterweight supremacy until they beat Manny Pacquiao. He still possesses a belt. You know what I'm saying? So what makes him a champion? So Mikey Garcia, that is another reason why Mikey Garcia, he wants this fight, because not only he believes that he can beat Manny Pacquiao, but if he beats Manny Pacquiao and becomes a champion by taking that WBA belt, now he could step up and he could probably face, or he has a little bit of leverage in trying to face the Errol Spencers of the world or the Terrence Crawfords of the world. Although he's already lost to Errol Spence, can he get a rematch? He won't be able to secure a rematch unless he becomes a champion and he gets a couple of dominating fights under his belt, because it will be a draw, because they both have that Texas draw. Errol being from Texas, Mikey being Mexican. You already know how the Mexican populace is in Dallas, Texas. So that still would be another great draw. But Mikey has to get some wins, some dominant wins under his belt. And if he's able to get a championship belt under his belt, no pun intended, that makes the game look a little bit more sweeter and favorable as far as him getting another shot at Errol Spence. And the way that Errol Spence looked in that first fight, if I was Mikey, I definitely would like to get some get back. But I kind of see the same thing happening if they fight again. You know what I'm saying? Some fighters you just can't beat. You know what I mean? You just can't get beyond. It's not, in my opinion, going to be like a Marquez and Manny Pacquiao. It's not going to be a series. I just don't see it going that way for Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence. So Mikey is better off facing one of the other premier welterweights in the division. Now, you have Errol Spence fighting Danny Garcia. Shout out to Philly. Now, Danny Garcia is also a problem. I would rather see Danny Garcia and Mikey Garcia. There you go, battle of the Garcias. Who will win? Now, hypothetically speaking, if Danny Garcia is able to produce the win against Errol Spence, now Danny's a champion. And Danny, his fight style, and Mikey's fight style, that'll be a match made in heaven. That'll be a match made in heaven. And that will be a great, great fight. Now, can Danny secure the win against Errol Spence? That remains to be seen. Who knows? It's going to be a good fight. Ever since the accident, a lot of people think that Errol Spence possibly may have some baggage as far as the memory of that accident. Is he now gun shy? Because as soon as you get hit with a certain shot, who knows? That trauma may trigger a flashback. You never know mentally what people, I ain't gonna say not only are going through, but sometimes you don't know the baggage they carry from the traumatic experiences in their life. And going back and looking at that incident, that was pretty terrible. And if you look at recently with the incident with Gervonta Tank Davis that he has had as far as accidents, you know what I'm saying? Even though it wasn't like Errol Spence's accident, still, he should look at that like, you know what, I could have went out, or it could have been like Errol Spence. And you may not have made it out the same way that Errol Spence did. So hopefully he smartens up and he realizes, you know what, I can go out and I can have a good time, but I still have to be smart. I still have to be smart because you're still young in your career. You still have a lot to gain and to accomplish, especially as far as your legacy. And as far as fights, you got other people out there who want what you got, and they're in line to step up to try to take it. So back to Manny Pacquiao. Manny is a supreme talent. More importantly, he's a supreme human being. Manny Pacquiao is a good guy. Shout out to the Philippines. Recently, they have had that devastating typhoon Yolanda that is really did a lot of damage to the region. Over 90% of that area was catastrophically damaged from that typhoon. So blessings and prayers to the Philippines and Manny Pacquiao, because I know he got boots on the ground because that is his people. And like I said, he is a man of the people. So I know something like that is not going to happen. And Manny Pacquiao is not going to have boots on the ground trying to do what he can do for his people. So God bless the Manny. And much success in the future, because I definitely know, despite he's doing all these other things, Manny is still a fighter. He's still a fighter. He can't get away from the itch. You know what I'm saying? So I know he still have it on his mind, but at the same time, the whole COVID-19 situation is pretty much keeping him from getting back in the ring, because it's already been said that they need or they want fans to be present. And the truth of the matter is, a couple of these fights, yeah, they have fans in the stands, but it's not that many. That's number one. And for the type of talent that Manny Pacquiao and Mikey Garcia that they have and the kind of draws that they bring, they're losing a lot of money at the gate by not having fans present, especially a full house. I mean, just having, 5, 6, 7,000 people or something like that, depending upon the venue, that's really not cutting it. That's not going to pay the bills. Now, these promoters, are they going to come out the pocket? They're going to have to get some type of additional funding in order to pay them if they're going to have limited fans. And I believe they're probably trying to look at something maybe in the Dubai region, because you already know if all else fails in the United States, or you can't go to the United Kingdom, that's the go-to spot. Everybody is going to Dubai because over there, unlimited money. You know what I mean? But money is one thing. COVID-19 is something totally different. That's all over the world. So you can't escape that too much. So will this fight take place in 2020? Negative. Will it take place in 2021? I do believe so, but the ramifications of this fight not happening is pretty much larger than it is if the fight was going to happen. Because like I said, Manny and Mikey, they're not playing no games with the virus, as they shouldn't. Manny Pacquiao has a family. Mikey Garcia has a family, especially Mikey. Mikey still has young kids. Manny Pacquiao's children are a bit older, you know what I mean? So they're not trying to take these chances with their families, and that's totally understandable, especially when you don't have a vaccine to give either yourself if you contract the virus, or your family if they contract the virus. So they're pretty much just waiting it out. Now, nobody knows how long it is going to take for this quote unquote virus or whatever to pass. Nobody knows that. So moving forward, let's see, boxing fans, but that is going to be a great fight. Just wanted to really touch on that because not too many people are talking about it, but at the same time, that is a fight that is on the books. It may be on the shelf temporarily, but best believe that is going to be one of the premier fights in the welterweight division when it goes down. So fight fans, I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Until the next one, stay blessed, stay humble, stay motivated, protect yourself at all times, wear your mask at all times, guard up, because there's a war going on outside and nobody is safe from it. Catch you on the next one, fight fans. Peace.